Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that this comment is just you attempting to take a jab at her ignorant comments. But I would have you reconsider using phrases like mestizos unite and stuff like that, or, la raza.
I would have you shut the up about a subject if you don't know what the you're talking about.
That's because this leads back to the idea of mestizaje. And the thing is that mestizaje itself is a construct of white supremacy.
Here we go again.
And this idea of mestizaje has its origins in 1925 with Jose Vasconcelos.
The word mestizo comes from the Latin mixtitius, meaning mixed. Its usage was documented as early as 1275. Long before Jose Vasconcelos was born, mixtitius was used to describe a mixture of black and Arab Egyptians. Jose Martí was the first to proclaim mestizaje as a symbol of pride for all nations of the Americas.
It was this philosopher that came up with this idea of the cosmic race, or la raza cósmica. And essentially, mestizaje was the manner by which la raza cósmica would be achieved. And what this was...
Again, you're mixing up the term mestizaje with someone's anti-racist ideology.
That they wanted to create a new unifying identity by mixing European, indigenous, and African people into one new racial identity.
Mestizo is used to refer to a person of European and indigenous American ancestry.
The thing with this raza cósmica concept is that it centers Iberian culture, Christianity, and whiteness as a whole, with the goal of essentially erasing indigenous and black identities. So whiteness is seen as this civilizing factor, while something that's not related to whiteness, for instance, indigeneity or blackness, as seen as something that holds us back. And that's where you see these phrases being used like mejorar la raza.
While we did have Latin American thinkers influenced by social Darwinism that saw mixed race as inherently inferior, and Jose Antonio Sacco, who argued for more mixtures in order to dilute the African blood from our future generations, that does not appear to be the case with Jose Vasconcelos, who argued that the mestizo was superior to the purebloods and portrayed the indigenous as a glorious part of Mexico's past. What Vasconcelos wanted is for Mexico to be an all-inclusive nation, going completely against his contemporary colonizers. And here you are, almost 100 years later, demonizing them for it. So stop mixing up our joes. It is not Vasconcelos' fault. You are full of resent. Your resentment comes from Mexico as a whole, not accepting the presence of African-derived people. And that is something that Mexico should not be condemned for, because for one, the indigenous people are under no obligation to accept any uninvited guest, black or white. And second, the Spanish did not bring Africans to be a part of the family. And that is that. It is not racism. It is just historical fact.